Legoland, a colorful amusement park filled with bricks. For those who have never heard about Legoland because they either were German kids forced to play with playmobil or never grew past their duplo phase, it's a chain of family theme parks focusing on the construction toy Lego. The first one was opened in 1968 in Denmark, but nowadays there are around 8 parks. Today we are going to ask the question, what if Legoland was an actual country? The first thing we are going to be looking at is the size of the country. Like I said before, there are currently 8 parks open in Italy, Denmark, Germany, the UK, the USA, and Japan, but there are also 3 extra parks under construction in the USA, China, and Korea. If we look at the parks that are open, they have a combined size of 2.7 square kilometers, or for the Americans that are watching, around 1 square mile. If we include the parks that are under construction, then this country would be 6.9 square kilometers, or 2.7 square miles around the size of Gibraltar, or 3.5 Monacos. This will put Legoland on the 192nd place. If we look at the size of countries, this will make it the 3rd smallest country in the world. For the population of this country, it will be taking the total employees of the Lego company. Because as of now, nobody actually lives in Legoland. The Lego Group employs around 19,000 people worldwide. This will only just put it above Palau, a small Pacific nation in the middle of nowhere. To find out what the economy of Legoland would be, I look at the entire Lego company. Concrete figures were hard to find because Lego isn't publicly traded, so it's not obligated to reveal its financial progress on a quarterly basis to investors. However, we do know that in 2019, they had earnings of 39 billion Danish kroner, or around $6.2 billion. If we consider this as our GDP, we would have the same GDP as the Maldives. However, due to our low population of only 19,000 people, we will have a GDP per capita of $320,000. That's almost 3 times higher than the next runner-up, Qatar, the oil-rich nation in the Middle East. It would also mean Legoland would have the highest GDP per capita in the world. Most of the 19,000 workers will be low-wage factory workers, with only a couple high-paid executives and designers, so the median wage will be lower than most Western countries. We can assume that most of Legoland's money will come from Lego sales. A smaller part will come from tourism, so people visiting Legoland in 2019, 15.7 million people visited Legoland. This will make Legoland the 22nd most visited country in the world, just under Saudi Arabia. We can also assume that the least amount of money will probably come from taxes because of their low population and, on average, not high-paid workers. From all of these numbers, we can assume that Legoland wouldn't be an economic powerhouse, but it would definitely not be a third-world country. Legoland would also not have a big army. Of course, Legoland doesn't have a military, so for their army, we will be taking their security staff. These numbers were the hardest to find. I could only find 2 numbers on some sketchy website. One said they had 800 security personnel, and on another site I found on the 6th page of Google said that they spent $25 million on security per year. The average US security guard makes $25,000 per year, so if we make a quick calculation, we find out that you can hire 1,000 security guards. So for the comparison, we will say that Legoland will have a military of 900 people. This would mean Legoland will have the same size military as Luxembourg. Not much, but if we look at military personnel per 1,000 people, they would have 50 soldiers per 1,000 people, which is good. So Legoland wouldn't be a military powerhouse, but their army wouldn't be bad for their small. So in conclusion, Legoland wouldn't be a military or economic powerhouse, but because of their GDP per capita, it wouldn't be the worst country to live in. They would mostly be known for their export Lego and tourism to their country. It would probably be a pretty cool country to live in. What do you think? Would you like to live in Legoland? Leave your answers in the comments. Also, if you have any video ideas, leave them down below.